Gary Payton and the Seattle Supersonics.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf.
John and Sue with
the Favreau.
This is Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam. You're watching NorbCam.
What's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you, and welcome to a segment I like to call The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And this is where I take a look at the takeaways from yesterday's game. In this case, the season opener of the Seahawks versus the Bengals. And let's just get right into it. Let's get into the good. So the good is yes, the Seahawks won 21-20 in a nail-biting thriller to the very last play of the game. And man, what a crazy game it was. But the good it was a win. It was an ugly win, about as ugly a win as you can possibly watch. But as I like to say, I'd rather have an ugly win than a pretty loss. So I will take it because 1-0 is all that matters. And considering the fact when you look at last year, we started on the road 0-2, and we still made the playoffs going 10-6. I like the fact that we started this season 1-0. And there's no better way to have a bad game, an ugly game, where you realize you got a lot of work to do, but still getting a win in the process. That's a good thing. So that's how we'll start the good. So let's kind of get into some more of the details of what were the other good things about this game. So let's start with DK Metcalf. We've been waiting all preseason for DK Metcalf to have a breakout game. This was a breakout game, whether it felt like it or not. It was a breakout game because he ended up with 89 yards receiving. I believe it was on 4 receptions. And that breaks the Seahawks rookie opening game record that was previously held by Steve Largent, who had 86 yards. And so with that performance, he's become the best rookie receiver, at least as far as the first game regular season played. And so congratulations to DK Metcalf. Had a couple of slant passes, which were caught, and then 2 pretty exciting passes. One was a go route down the left sideline where it was a perfect throw from Russell to him that set up a score. And then another one where it was a Wilson scrambling like crazy and Metcalf having the wherewithal to see what was going on, the scramble drill, took his short route and went downfield, and Russell saw him throw a nice little floater for him to get and was able to catch it with converging defenders and made it was a huge play in the game. So DK Metcalf, one of the bright spots in yesterday's game. Can't wait to see more from this guy. I think we're just scratching the surface, so that's a great way to start the season. Chris Carson scored 2 touchdowns in the game and worked like crazy because it wasn't an awesome performance, but it was a gritty one. And the way he scored that touchdown, breaking through like 3 or 4 tackles of Bengals to get in the end zone was pretty awesome. And then in one of the most crucial parts of the game where time was running out and we had that 3rd and short and needed to convert a first down, he went and got it. And again, breaking tackles, fighting for extra yardage was huge. Had some good blocking to help him out as well, but a clutch play. So in a day with a lot of not so great things offensively, struggles with running the ball, everything, he did work his butt off and made some pretty huge plays for the offense. So Chris Carson, good job. The defensive line, there's a lot of hype, obviously, and myself included, about Jadeveon Clowney. And while he himself didn't have some spectacular game where he was getting a bunch of sacks personally and all that, but his presence there, I think, helped the defensive line performance overall, which had a really good game. Quentin Jefferson had the game of his life, knocking down passes, got a sack, I believe recovered. I'm not sure if he recovered a turnover, but just played really well. Got a lot of big tackles in there and had himself a game. Woods ended up getting, I don't know if it was an interception. I think they're calling it if it was an interception or a fumble, but he got the ball on the turnover, started running with it, and kept that thing because not very often a lineman gets the ball out of the hands of the quarterback and gets to run with it. So he had a big game. And then Rasheem Green at the end, that final play of the game where the Bengals needed to get into field goal range for a potential game winner. And just as he was about to throw that ball, he got in there and knocked the ball out of his hands. And while I thought it was an incomplete pass, they ruled it a fumble, and that basically ended the game. So he had the game-winning turnover-inducing hit on the quarterback. So that was huge. And it kind of defined really the way the team had played all game, because Andy Dalton had his way with us. It's not mince words here. I mean, they really kicked our butt on offensively, but there was a lot of bend but don't break going on during the game. And I think the defense, when they needed to make the plays and needed to make a stand, they did. And they were able to hold that high-flying offense to 3 points in the second half. And most impressively, when they got those 3 points, they started... That was on that play where we got pass interference called on us, and they had first and goal at the 4-yard line and all the momentum. And they were able to keep them from getting in the end zone, aided by a holding penalty that pushed them back. But they had to settle for a field goal, and that became their only score in the second half. And if they'd got a touchdown on that drive, we would have been behind, and who knows how this game would have turned out. So huge stops by the D. Lots of bending but not breaking by the defense as a whole. Let's see. Tyler Lockett. He's kind of on the good and the bad list in general. But the good was when Tyler Lockett hadn't seen a lick of touches or balls thrown to him, he finally got his look and he was wide open and got the touchdown. And that turned out to be the go-ahead touchdown for good. So that was a great play. I mean, if you're going to be silent all day long and then you get one throw thrown to you, well, he made it count, so that was a good one, a good bright spot there. And then finally, I think to add to the whole bend but don't break aspect, we won the turnover battle. Got 3 turnovers, and they all happened at very critical points. The first one was on a punt. We just punted, and I think they got it at midfield, and we knocked the ball out and got the ball back, and that was huge. Another time was the one I talked about earlier where Woods got the interception/fumble, the ball that slipped out of Andy Dalton's hands. They were well within field goal range and moving with ease. So that turnover came at a very good time when it stopped them from getting any points that were sure to come. And of course, the final one that we just talked about, Rasheem Green getting the fumble hit on Dalton. Those 3 turnovers were huge and probably saved the game for the Seahawks. So those are the 3 things, or I should say, those are the good things that stand out in this game. So now let's focus on the bad. Pass protection. Russell Wilson was running for his life. I believe in his 25 or 26 attempts or something like that, he was hit or sacked on 13 of them. So 50% of his attempts to throw the ball, he was hit or sacked. I mean, that's pretty terrible. And across the board, Justin Britt got beat, Fetty got beat, even Dwayne Brown on the left side whiffed on a couple of plays. So pass protection definitely leaves something to be desired, and that's stuff that got to improve because Russell had no time. He had a guy in his face almost immediately before he even had a chance to look downfield. There's a guy barreling down on him. So that's going to have to improve or we're going to be in some trouble. Let's see. What else? Oh, so special teams ended up costing a field goal when we stopped them. And then our rookie Cody Barton was going in to try to get a block and he ran into the kicker, giving them an automatic first down. He eventually scored a field goal there. So that should never have happened. I think, it's a rookie mistake, so I'm going to give him a pass on that. Hopefully he learned something. Got to be game aware, situationally aware of what's going on. Just can't do that. Can't not do that in that situation. So hopefully that won't happen again. And then Tyler Lockett, as I mentioned before, not getting the ball a single touch for almost 3 quarters. As your best receiver, I know that Cincinnati was probably focusing on him, but still, we should have gave him some jet sweeps, some screens, anything, just to get some touches to him, because that's just crazy that he didn't even, see the ball at all the entire first half and most of the third quarter. So that was just that can't happen, and I'm sure that it won't the next time. So let's get to the ugly. Ugly would have to be the pass defense. My gosh. I mean, this was Andy Dalton got through for a record 418 yards on us. And too many balls caught in front of guys, in the soft zones. I mean, they were just running slant patterns, a lot of short stuff mostly, but we couldn't stop them, and it's one thing to know what they're doing. It's another thing to actually say, okay, they're going to do this. Let's go stop it. It's like, they're doing this, guys. Why don't you stop it? Because they just simply couldn't for most of the game. And they were practically double on the yardage on us. I mean, they moved the ball. They had time of possession under their control. And yet, somehow we managed to get the win. But, man, it was bad. I think the peak of the frustration of watching the secondary was that final, the touchdown at the end of the first half, when we're trying to just limit the damage going to halftime with a field goal at worst, knowing that they're trying to get downfield. The one thing you can't let happen is let the guy go behind you. And Dalton throws that pass to John Ross, and I'm watching that ball. I got the whole wide view, so I can see this thing coming from a mile away. So he throws it up high, and it's this high arcing fly ball. And I see Tedrick Thompson. He's got perfect position. He's just basically sliding over, waiting for it. I'm going, oh, this is an interception. At worst, he's going to bat this down with ease. And then he just stands, just kind of stands over, slides over, and jumps. Totally reads the ball, whiffs on the ball, doesn't even touch it, and it's a touchdown over his head. I mean, as a free safety, you can't let that happen. That's unacceptable. So, I don't know. I don't know how long he's going to be at free safety. I know Marquise Blair is, competing with him on that spot, but I don't know. That may have been the thing that might cause a change in that position. That was just so frustrating to watch. They never should have had that score. So, really, at worst, they should have had just a field goal going into the half, and we should have even had that close of a game. The game should have been at least, at the most, 21 to 17 or 16, because they should not have had those extra 4 points on that touchdown. So that's pretty ugly. What else? I kept thinking, man, this is without AJ Green. Can you imagine the day Dalton would have had if he had his number one receiver healthy on the field? I mean, it would have been a bloodbath. 418 yards without AJ Green. Imagine him in there. I was like, thank God we caught them when we did, because it would not have been, the score would have been a lot different, I think, had he been in the game. And probably the last ugly note I felt was just a negative plays. At one point I joked during my live stream that, man, dude, did the Seahawks lose their compass, forget what direction they're going? Because I swear on some of those possessions they were here, and they were literally, every play was like run for a loss, sack, screen play to the left, -5. I mean, we were literally just multiple negative plays in a row. And it's hard to win. It's hard to win and do anything on offense when you're starting off drives like that. So too many negative plays, both in the run game and the passing game. So they're going to have to fix that up. And otherwise it's going to be trouble in the next few games. So I guess the positive to all this is that I feel like, again, we won the game. And I'm never going to complain about a win, no matter how ugly it is. And the best part about an ugly win is that you get to have the opportunity to basically say, we played like garbage and we did all this stuff wrong, but you still get to have the win column. So now they just got to fix those things. And I think they will. The reality is, this felt like an extended preseason game. You don't have your starters playing enough in the preseason because you don't want to get them hurt. The drawback to that is they're not playing a lot, so they don't really get a rhythm with each other. And then our rookies, a lot of them were hurt throughout the preseason, so you're getting, DK Metcalf for the first time really kind of getting any kind of rhythm with Russell, which he did great. But you got new guys out there who hadn't played yet. Jadeveon Clowney was wasn't even in the conversation with the Seahawks until just a few days ago. So he's coming out there, and he actually played more snaps than I think they anticipated to. So he was already making an impact in a way where he hasn't even had a chance to prepare yet with his team. So 1 weekend practice, that's pretty much all he had. So there's that. And then, we were missing other guys too. John Ursua was gone. We didn't have Ziggy Ansah. So all those things considered, I feel like, this team is going to have more consistency. They're going to address those things. They're going to have more chemistry with each other. And so I don't think we'll play as bad as, we just saw. I'd like to think that was the worst we'll see, and that it'll get better from here. Not going to be completely solved, but it will, I think, it will improve. The unfortunate side to this, there were some injuries that carried over that happened in that game. Will Dissly injuring his knee. Haven't heard yet an update on exactly the damage to that knee, how long the diagnosis is for him being out, but that's unfortunate because we just got him back, and now he made a pretty key catch on a key third down, but to lose him would be devastating, especially when we subbed a Dixon on the IR too. So suddenly our tight end is down to 1 again, so not good there. And then Poona Ford, I believe, had a calf injury. Not sure with him either, the severity of that. So we've got that to keep an eyeball on. And so we got the Pittsburgh Steelers up next, and I'm not going to get into too much diagnosis on that game. Hopefully we'll do one right before the weekend. But the Steelers looked like lost playing the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. And granted, of course, you're playing the Patriots, Super Bowl champs, playing at home. They got all the emotional momentum, hoisting their banner and all that stuff. So a lot of people, I was getting comments, reading things that, oh yeah, well, if Pittsburgh plays like they did Sunday, we should have no problem beating them. But I don't think Pittsburgh's going to look as bad as they did on Sunday. In the same way, I don't think we're going to look as bad as we did on Sunday. So Sunday might have a completely different feel, and you can't take the last game and just project it forward and think, okay, well, it's going to look like this because that's what we did last time. So I still think it's going to be a tough game. I predicted a loss in my prediction video. I must say I did look at some of those plays against the Patriots and thought, well, maybe we do have more of a chance than I gave the Seahawks. But hopefully, I would love to be wrong, but we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much it. So I'm optimistic, as I usually am, moving forward. I'm just proud to say that, based on my Seahawks 2019 prediction video, I am 1-0. The team's 1-0, and I'm 1-0. And I was this close to getting the score right. Only off by a few points in one score. So, that's a good start to the year as far as I'm concerned. 1-0 is a heck of a lot better than 0-2, which is what we did last year. So it's nice to get that home first win off your back. So we move forward from here. But speaking of the prediction video, I did have the contest of whoever could name the song's artist and year first would win a special NorbCam collectible. And so I'd like to announce that the winner of the NorbCam socks, made by Soulmade, by the way, goes to Nick Tria. Congratulations, Nick, on being the first to name all the songs, artists, and years that they came out. And you will be getting this in the mail. Upside down, I guess, that way. There you go. You'll be getting this shortly in the mail. So thank you for everybody who participated. That was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. It sounded like you guys did. So that's it for now. Thanks to you for watching. And thank you for watching my prediction video. If you haven't, please check it out. I'll have it on a link up here on the screen. And check out my live stream as well. That was an emotional game. And so you can watch me in all my stress and frustration as me and my buddy Pat were watching the game. But please subscribe. I want to say thank you because in just the last few days, I recently broke 31,000 subscribers. I've been stuck at 30,000 for months. And just in the last week, busted out of 30,000 and got to 31. So I'm very excited about that. And I owe that to you guys for your support and watching my videos and being there. I appreciate it. So do that again. For those of you who haven't yet, please subscribe, ring that bell for notifications so that you will get notified every time a new video comes out. And it is my goal to try to release a video every day, at least one video a day, and get a little more content going down the line. So that's it. thank you very much again for watching here, for your support, and we'll talk to you guys later. Go Hawks.